Oh, we live? We live. We live. We live. We live. Give a quick shout out to King Leo, Gerard, the Hill Chat, Queen Tati, Cute GM, you know, and the rest of the clan. Shout out to my Niners, 8-4. You feel me? And my Warriors are up right now, so having a pretty good Monday. Pretty good Monday. So, let's see what's I'm gonna turn that game on in a minute. So what's happening with everybody out there on this Monday night? Whew. Whew. Potent. Put that back in there. So, and everybody else just finished their live, so I said, let me hurry and let me come live pretty early because I ain't gonna be able to go live later. Let's see who slide on through while I roll up this gas. So anybody coming in, I did not watch Monday Night Raw. I just want to put that out there. I did not watch Monday Night Raw because I was watching the football game. And my Niners takes president over everything. Shoot. Was it? They got to clean some stuff up. There's some stuff in the play callers. I'm just like, y'all got to stop doing that stuff. That don't make no sense. It's like they be overthinking themselves. Like they don't have a whole lot of trust in the plays that they call, so they try to do this other stuff, and it's just like, horrible. Well, I see somebody came in and gave me a like. Thank you for the like. Just give people time to come in because they be hating on your boy. They do not want to be putting me in the algorithm anymore. Almost like I've been gone for like a whole year and I just came back to YouTube. So I'm just going to chill here, see who pop in. Nobody pop in? I will end this. And this will be deleted because it does nothing for my channel. Yo, what's happening, Tyler? What's good with you? I ain't gonna cut that. Oh man, not much. Just finished watching of the game. So I'm happy. Happy about that. My Warriors are winning right now, so I'm happy about that. So, everything holds up. Oh, yeah. It will be a very, very good Monday. Yo, well, Muhammad. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. RB in the building. What's going on? Let's see. Yeah, I'm doing cool. Shoot. Doing cool. Like I'm at home with my woman, smoking good, eating good. My team won. I can't complain. I can't complain. But I'm gonna have some news for y'all here soon, though. Y'all just stay tuned, because your boy making big changes. And it's all good changes, good positive changes. Because there's been some things that has happened in the last few days that really just changes everything, and for the good though. It's nothing bad, ain't nothing, ain't none of that. But it's definitely something that it's kind of like one of them things where, when it's the right thing to do and it's the right time to do it, you don't wait to do it. You do it right then and there, because, there ain't no guarantee that there's going to be another opportunity to kind of do that thing. So when it happens and you see it, you got to take it, grasp it, do it, and then, Oh, thank you for that. For sure. Appreciate that. I will let her know. Survivor Series is finna suck. It is finna suck. I ain't finna watch it. I'm just gonna be honest. I ain't about to watch it. I'll still be in the chat, whatnot, but I ain't about to watch that. Because they're not going to give you anything different. It's going to be the same repetitive war. Think about this. Since they started doing war games in WWE from NXT to the main roster, tell me what war games has been different from the other one, from the other ones. Where's the difference? It's the same old thing. You have tables, chairs, somebody jumping off the cage, doing this, it's nothing different. You know what I'm saying? It's the same old, and then it's a cage match and there's no blood. Like no blood? Like nothing? Huh? It's kind of like, what's the point of having a cage match if you're not going to have some color? And that's why I don't understand about some of these other companies be like, no, we don't want no blood and all this. I'm like, but that's part of wrestling. That's part of wrestling. See, these companies have no problem putting football on their networks and showing guys with busted up faces and all kinds of, they be showing all kinds of crazy stuff. Guys getting their leg broke, bones sticking out and all that. But a wrestler gets busted open and they're bleeding, and oh no, we can't do that. We can't show that. That's too graphic. So you're telling me a wrestler who's bleeding in the ring is more graphic than a football player getting hit and having his bones sticking out? You're telling me that's more graphic? Yeah. Oh, what do you think? Thoughts of Full Gear? Oh, I liked it. Oh, well, I can't say I liked it because I haven't watched it. But I will say from the highlights I've seen, it was a good pay-per-view. Now I'll be able to give my full analysis once I do watch it. I just got to find the time to watch it. That's the other thing. So, but I will be watching it though, because I make it a point to watch all the AEW's pay-per-views because I'm an AEW sicko. I sure am, and I will defend AEW good, bad. See, this is when you know who really is fans of what. I don't care about the content creators and doing this because of this or doing this because of that. Look, people sat up there and suffered through agony. If they're old enough to remember the early 90s, suffered and suffered. But for us that stuck through that, what I'm trying to figure out, and even later on during the beginning of the PG era, particularly in 2009, 2009, really 2010, and the first half of 2011. Horrible. But fans stuck it out. Now, keep in mind, these are the same fans that love AEW, start watching AEW, love AEW, but because AEW had a little slide, then they want to sit there and try to, you know what I'm saying, we'll say this and say that and say all these disparaging things about AEW, but how you going to say that about that company, who's still a fairly new company, but you ain't said that about how old is WWE now? They're like what? Let's see, it's been about they're like 80 years old or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Yeah. I see you. Okay, Lonnie. What you got to say? What you got to say? I know you got something to say. Which you really can't say anything because we won. But salute to you, though. You know what I'm saying? See what's happening. What's going on? Well, I mean, that's all right. I wouldn't even say technically he did job out to him, but I don't even look at it like from that angle. I think that match actually was more to elevate Kyle because this is my thought, and I put it in the chat the other night. What they're doing for Kyle, I think that was the plan of what they was going to do for Adam Cole. So since Adam Cole isn't going to be around and probably is not coming back, they decided to give that to Kyle O'Reilly. Now, what comes out of that is going to be very interesting to see, because if you look at what's going on right now with him, and you see what's going on with Roderick Strong, and you see what's going on with the conglomeration and the Death Riders, keep in mind, Roderick Strong doesn't want to be a part of the conglomeration. Let's not forget about that. That's something that's a little thing that I guarantee you a lot of people forgot about. So now that Kyle has this momentum and has this push, what does Kyle O'Reilly do? Because whatever he does, Roderick is going to be right there with him. So, and there's a lot of people, I've been hearing people saying shoot, he take over the Death Riders, which personally and professionally makes sense, especially personally. Sevens up, DG, what's going on? Yo. But those wins definitely elevated O'Reilly, you know. Does O'Reilly, since he beat Mox, does O'Reilly turn on Mark, or he challenges Mark for the TNT title, and then Mark ends up beating Kyle, and then Kyle, because he lost, turns on Mark. You got open storylines all across the board. Man, you already know. That's what I'm talking about. You know I know. You know I know. Because I'm a 49er. You know what I'm saying? We run the Bay. Yeah. Although, yo, I'm going to say, look, I'm happy about the win, but Brock Purdy does not look right. There's something going on with him, and it's very concerning. This man sat there and threw three, and it wasn't even picks like the defender worked for that interception. He just threw it, and they caught it. Like, what was you looking at? You know, and I know Purdy, he likes to force things, and, you know, he's a gunslinger, and I'm fine with that. But when it's clear as day, why are you throwing it right there? Like that one play he threw into the end zone trying to go for the touchdown, there was nobody in front of him. He could have it was only like a few yards to the first down. He could have literally kept the ball and ran the ball and got the first down. You know, it just kept the drive going. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, McCaffrey doing his thing. Don't even see Purdy or Bosa jerseys anymore. Well, I mean, well, Bosa is hurt, so probably not gonna see too much of his jerseys. But Purdy, I'm telling you, I don't know, because I was like, man, put Mac Jones in, because at this point, to be honest with you, I'd rather see Mac Jones the rest of the year, you know, and let Purdy get his head right. You know. You know, I am happy about the defense. See, I've been kind of low key paying attention to what Carolina's been doing the last few weeks, but to actually get to see them like for a whole game, they're not a bad team. They're just young and inexperienced, but they're not a bad team. You know, and to see that they were like, had they won this game, you know, they would have been in first place in the AFC South. I'm like, whoa, for real? Whoa. So, you know, they've been doing their thing the last few weeks. Feel me? Refund that purchase. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, the Panthers tried. That they did. They did. Sounds damn bad. Oh yeah, Lonnie knows. He has to deal with that. He has to deal with that situation every year. Yeah. And the South usually be like a good division. You know, the last few years, I don't know. you know. But I know the Rams is probably like, yeah, we're 9-2, and they feeling real good. Don't lose no more games. You know what I'm saying? Because Seattle and the Rams do not want to be tied up with the Niners at the end of the year because we own tiebreakers. Eagles and Bills. Oh, when's that game? Oh yeah. Yo, hey, shout out to Tia. Shout out to Tia. Y'all seen Tia in the chat, before. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sister. Cause I'm gonna tell you what. So yesterday, GM was covering mystery wrestling. And by the way, if y'all ain't seen mystery wrestling, y'all gotta watch that stuff. That is something that if you like outlandish, that's the company for you. um, so I seen her in the chat and I brought it up, right? I brought the game up because I was watching the game. And before the Eagles had even went up 21-0, I seen like, oh yeah, I'm not about to watch this. I'm not about to watch this. I basically like, oh yeah, Dallas is cooked. They cooked, right? And then so last night I'm scrolling through YouTube, and I like to watch these guys do like the reaction to the games, and oh okay, yeah, oh yeah, I caught that when yeah. So so I happen to watch it's this one channel I watch. His name is Brooklyn something. Brooklyn Blue or whatever. Something. But which one? Oh, I seen the thumbnail. And it said them boys on it. I was like, oh no. No, don't tell me they came back to win this game. Do not tell me the Dallas Cowboys came back from 21-0 and won the game. So I'm watching it, right? I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay. I kind of fast forward through the parts I had already seen. So I get to the parts where the part of the game that I didn't see. And I was like, okay, they got the first touchdown. Then they got the second touchdown. And then I'm looking at the catches. Yo, George Pickens, that one catch he made where he just mossed both of them defenders, I said, uh-oh. When you start making them type of catches, that's not good. And then next thing you know, they was tied the game like 20. Like, think about this. The Dallas Cowboys won the game by scoring 24 unanswered points. The Philadelphia Eagles did not score a point in the entire second half. In the entire second half. I was like, so I'm like, but then I got to thinking. I got to thinking about these other teams that have similar records. And there's one thing I have noticed about all these teams that have these similar records. They all have a problem that will get them eliminated in the playoffs. They have dominant records, but their play on the field is not dominant. It's not dominant. And when you have those type of records with a team that's not playing like an 8-2 team or 9-2 team, I mean, the Rams are playing like a 9-2 team. I'll give them that. But like the Eagles, and the other teams with them records, no, they're not playing like a dominant team is supposed to play. So what does that tell me? That tells me that at any given moment in the playoffs, they're going to get eliminated. They're going to get eliminated because they because the plays that they should be making are the plays that they're not making. And if you don't make those particular plays in the playoffs, those plays will cost you and get you eliminated. You know, they both was OT 2020. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Daniel? Salute to you. Yeah. Panthers trash. Yeah. I won't go to AFO. I won't say they trash, you know, because they are 6-6. You know, compared to what they was last year, they have improved. They have improved. And they supposed to be top seed. Yeah. Well, the Rams got that now. The Rams got the whole conference on, you know. Well, they ain't got it on lock. And look, even with the Rams, you know, because when you think about it, there's really not a dominant team out there. You know, I mean, you got the Patriots. The Patriots, look, the Patriots, they, whew, you know what I'm saying? Like, they looking like something. But nobody, if you look at all the records, nobody has really pulled away. Literally every conference is either a game to 2 games separate from teams. That's crazy. It is so like, I'd probably say this is probably the most competitive just from a record standpoint, you know, that there has been in a long time. But there's other factors, you know, like field goal kicking has been horrible this year. You know, you got injuries happening across the board, you know, so there's a lot of different factors that has gone into why these records look the way that they look, you know. My team went against the Colts. Also, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, you guys needed that one. You had to pay. Yeah, you guys needed that one. Because you guys are about to miss the playoffs. Because really, you guys can't lose another game. The Chiefs cannot lose another game. Y'all lose one more game, you're not making it to the playoffs. You know, because just in your division, you got the Broncos and the Chargers ahead of you by a few games. Yeah, the Patriots. I'm telling you, I knew they was going to be okay. I didn't realize that. And all they did, look, this is the crazy thing. All they did was just go back into their past. All they did was just go back into their past, and they looking like they pass again. You know, and what do I mean by that? They brought their linebacker to be the head coach. They brought their own linebacker back in crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on back to New England and run this team. You know, and he got Drake May out there looking like a little mini Tom Brady. Let's see, another running back. Ooh, what y'all need another running back for? He is not going to help y'all. Chiefs stole that OT. Oh, they did? See, I didn't see no highlights. I didn't watch the game or anything, so I don't even know how that game went. I just seen that the Chiefs had won. Yeah, I'm just saying, he look like a little mini Brady out there. As a matter of fact, he actually looks better than Brady compared to Brady's first, his first couple of seasons. Drake May look a lot better than what Brady did his first couple of years, because Brady wasn't the slinger he was the first few years in his career. If y'all remember, he didn't become that until later on in his career. Brady a deacon donkey. He'll throw a 5-yard pass here. He'll throw like a 7-yard slant there. You know what I'm saying? you know. And it's crazy because Brady just really went over to the Raiders and became like, what was you doing? Like, why would you contaminate yourself like that? And then the fact, see, Brady lost his Niner card. Brady, he can never get his Niner card back. He could never get his Niner card back. He grew, as y'all know, he grew up in the Bay Area. He grew up as a Niner fan. You know what I'm saying? The Niners was his team. You know, he was at the NFC Championship game when we finally beat the Cowboys. You know, the first one. You know, and went on to collect our first Super Bowl. You know, but because and it's understandable. I'm not saying that he's not right with being upset about it. But the Niners passed him up a few times. When the man openly said, I want to go back home and play for the 49ers for some reason, but we don't have the most competent owner though. You know, that's been proven unfortunately, but then to go and invest in the Raiders? Huh? They're not even a California, they're not a Bay Area team. They're not even a California team anymore. Yeah. And now the fans of Las Vegas don't even want them. Why doesn't anybody want us? Oh shit. Cowboys versus Chiefs. Oh, yep. It's Thursday. He from LA. He said LA. Like he said he ain't even from the Bay Area though. Oh shit. He said he ain't even from San Mateo no more. He, he, he said he from Dixon. Yeah, he like, wait, hold on. I think Tom Brady from Vacaville. Oh shit. Oh man, that's funny. John Moxley versus Claudio. What happened? Oh shit. Yeah, I gotta see the thing. I gotta go back and watch a Tati's live because she was talking about that. Brock Lesnar fell flat. What he fell on his ass? What the hell? What the hell wrong with Brock? Just old. His fool ripping his own jeans overnight. He fall flat. Brock just old. It get deep. Follow the brand for real. For real. Rares had to leave because every time G members be something. Too much beef on this. On everything. Riding dirt. Oh man. On everything. Oh man. Oh man. Tom Brady from Dixon. That's funny as hell. I can't believe I just said that. But I'm just saying though. You know, because I just like, and it's like, and look, every time he calls one of our games, you could just hear the disdain coming out of his mouth. Like, why I have to call this game? You know, it's never. Oh, I'm so glad to be back in the Bay Area. You know, I get to call 49ers game and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like no type of love. He real upset. He real upset. You know. You know what I'm saying? I just like And you know, I was rocking with Brady for a while, you know, just based off of the fact that he's a Niner. And I wanted him to be a Niner, you know. So, you know, look, any Niner, as long as you don't put on certain jerseys, I'm gonna rock with you. But as soon as you put on a Dallas anything, you put on a Rams, you know, a Seahawk, you know what I'm saying? There's just certain teams, you put those on, I'm not rocking with you. Sorry, not doing it. Not doing it. You know, the facts, he's saying dumb shit. He really do. He really do. Just Alex Central on live now. Oh, he is? Yeah, I don't watch his raw reviews. He's a legend for real, but how he got rings, but Randy Moss don't. If you go to the Pigeon Hawks, you cooked. Well, yes, Tom Brady is a legend, but we know that there's some asterisks that need to go next to some of them championships, especially the first one. Okay, how first of all, how do you keep getting away from taping the other team's practices before the Super Bowl when you're not supposed to do that? And then you get caught again, and then you have the deflatable balls. Y'all remember that? The deflatable. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Oh, well, you know, if you change up the course of the ball and put enough air, like everybody wanted to be a scientist then. Everybody trying to scientifically break it down. I'm like, y'all is crazy. Moss definitely deserved a ring. And I'm upset we couldn't give it to him. You know what I'm saying? And did you see MLW pay-per-view? No, I only caught the ending. I seen the main event. Let's not talk about the rest. Yes, exactly. We're not. Yeah, we're not. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Because as Niner fans, we know all too well. All too well. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, like, and they don't got no asterisk. Like, come on now. You know. Sure, and you kind of got to wonder and think about if that Atlanta Super Bowl was bought and paid for. Yeah, fuck the Seahawks. Hey, ain't it crazy how the Seahawks became one of our most hated rivals when they weren't even a rival at all because they was in a whole nother conference. They came over and instantly became an assholes. You know what I'm saying? But they still weren't on our radar. And then when Pete and when Pete came, that's when it all changed. Because then we went and got Harbaugh, and now it's really on. You know. But they will never take the place of the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys will always be our number one hated rivals. Then how you get back-to-back technicals? The MLW, their TV weekly shows are back. Oh, it is? Oh, cool. That's what they need. Yeah, arch nemesis. Cowgirls never heard. You know what I'm saying? Like that would never, you know what I'm saying? But the Seahawks, yeah, they definitely up there now, you know. Because we don't care if they're good, bad, whatever. You know. You know, and just, you know, because I remember growing up and watching them games, man, and just like, you know, yeah, I remember I got to ask the question one time, like, "Hey Jay, if you a Crip, how come you don't ever wear no Cowboys colors?" I looked at that fool and was like, "You want to fight?" I said, "You want to fight?" He was like, "What? Fight?" Nah, I'm just asking because, you know what I'm saying, you down with the blue and all that. Like, what does me and my affiliation have anything to do with the Cowboys? Because you see others wearing cowboy, I do not wear. I do not, because unlike them, I am from the soil. That's where I was birthed at. That's where I was. That's where I was created at. That's where I was birthed at. So I could never put anything with a star on my head or my body. It will never happen. Yeah, get that fuck out of there. You know. Why you wearing that? See, Raider and Niner fans used to crash out to man all the time. In the stands, in the bathrooms, in a little walk area, parking lots. It's going down. Blue and Sevens might get caught up on some. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Get that shit out of my face. I don't want to see that shit. Oh, for sure. I don't really watch that. Remember Crown de Beers? Oh, shit. Yeah, from South Africa. I was like, ain't no way this fool is not from South Africa. If y'all don't stop that. Oh, shit. He used to get on my nerves. He was like annoying. Man. You know, but I didn't wear a lot of Niner stuff at during that time either, because of my affiliation. If I if I had like something of Niners on, you know, I did have Niner stuff. I just, you know, I was very selective when I wear, or I just didn't wear it at all. Or if it was like, you know, I have to mark out the red and do all that, and it's just like, you know, I just ain't gonna do it. Because back then it was still a color thing. So the first worldwide racist wrestler on TV. Yo, on everything. Man, that man oh my God. I'm like, that boy is not from no South Africa. He from from one of them backwood barnyards somewhere in middle America, some shit. That man was not. Oh man, too much work for too much. Man, when I watched, we was stinging some food and good. Oh WWE. Oh gold. Oh, you talking about Gold Dust? Yeah, that should you know what they should do? Because I really don't want to see Joe as a transitional champion again. They should do it, look something different for the main event and kind of carry that over. Because then you could do a proper build going into Revolution. Oklahoma, he do look like you know what? He kind of looked like what's his face? He kind of looked like Jake Hager's dad. Yeah, you said Oklahoma. I'm like, well, he kind of do look like Jake Hager. Like, you Jake Hager's dad? Oh, yeah, go ahead. I remember when his gimmick was that he never wanted a black man to represent. Yo. Oh my God. The stuff they got away with back then was outrageous. Yeah, gold does. Yeah, shout out Dustin Rose. Oh, let's see. Darby is Sting 2.0. He definitely is. Yeah. Although Sting wasn't doing half the shit that Darby was doing when Sting was young. I think Sting was an underrated wrestler. But at the same time, I think Sting could wrestle, but I think a lot of the matches he had was just kind of, I don't know. Because that one against Luger he had at Super Brawl 2 still bothers me. Because I'm like, y'all had a whole month. Y'all had a whole month and y'all gave us a 10-minute a 10-minute main event. That main event was only 10 minutes. That's crazy. Like y'all could have just had that you know what I'm saying, at the Clash of Champions. He underrated, but around competition. Facts. So I don't know. Because it was the booking overall. Because WCW just did not have good bookers. After Crockett sold, their booking just went into the dumps. Hangman versus Samoa Joe was the shortest main event AEW pay-per-view history. 14 minutes until God. That's crazy. A main event should not be that short. Oh, they just announced out there in El Paso last week. November 18th is Eddie Guerrero Day. That boy was smooth in the ring. He was smooth in the ring. And it's crazy because when he first got to WCW, he was wrestling like all the top stars. He was wrestling Ric Flair and them guys. But then it was just like when the NWO came and they started the whole cruiserweight thing, it was just like he got lumped into that, and it's just like, okay, it's cool because he did have him and Mysterio, Halloween Havoc, 1997. If you have not seen that match, I encourage you to go and watch that. You ain't even got to watch the whole pay-per-view. Just fast forward all the way to that match, and you will not be disappointed. When I watched that match live, I said, this match just stole the show. This match just stole. This is one of the greatest wrestling matches I have ever seen in my life. You know. Ooh. Yep, El Paso. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Viva la raza. We lie, we cheat, we steal. Ric Flair drip. Who's that jumping out the sky? R-U-Y, Mysterio. Yeah. Mysterio in look, I know Mysterio's had a great career in WWE, but that Rey Mysterio in WCW was just next level. Next level. Please, no champ at World End. Then it's to build their storyline and everything for Joe. Yep. Man, I'm telling you, that match was great. You know, like the Macho Man DDP Falls Count Anywhere match that happened on that same show. That match was great. That was another great match. You know what I'm saying? But that match in particular personified everything there is why the term pro wrestling or professional wrestling exists. Because they was giving you technical, they was giving you high flying, you know what I'm saying? Catch as catch can and all of that. Should we get Samoa Joe versus Hangman 3 or Joe versus Swerve or shit? To be honest with you, I kind of want to see Eddie in there. Speaking of Eddie, I kind of want to see Kingston in there. He deserves to be in the world title picture. Yeah. I mean, they did give him that what? It was a little 4-month run as world champion in 2006. That was a good match too. That 3-way between Ray, Angle, and Orton. That was that match right there. Yeah, that was a good match, and it went the right amount of time too, because it didn't need to be long. You know, that was a good match. I enjoyed that match. But the only best of thing though is everybody wasn't cheering. Everybody wasn't cheering though. You know, because there were some fans that wanted Orton to win that match. You know, I was going for Ray, but I didn't think they was actually gonna. I didn't think they was gonna put the world title on Ray though. You know. Now what they did to him a few years later with that old bogus tournament when CM Punk, after CM Punk had beat Cena and he had left with the belt, and then they had that tournament on Raw. Man, they're gonna have Rey Mysterio win the belt, and then have him defend it right after that against Cena. Like what? Just to have CM Punk come out at the end of that and stand in the ring, I'm just like, who's booking this stuff? You know. Oh, you gone? Okay. I'll catch you next time. Yeah, salute to you always, man. 7's up. You know what it is? Randy Orton has been in a few three-way matches in WrestleMania. Nah, for real, he has. I mean, shoot, even if you include that handicap match he had at 20, it was him, Flair, and Batista against The Rock and Mick Foley. And then what was that other one? You had Orton, Triple H, and Cena. That was a dumbass story. Like, what? That shit didn't make no sense. Cena comes back, wins the Rumble. Then he takes his title shot at No Way Out the next month. He loses that, but then he gets another title shot in a three-way at Mania. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. You know. But the best one has to be when Brian beat him and Batista at 30. That was probably the best one to me. So I mean, that time in WWE was good. It just once again, the booking was all over the place. You know, it was all over the place. You know, I can't wait until get affiliated. Use code No Dirt Sheets with Triller TV because I save up money. They say that worked on paperwork. Oh, okay. Yeah. And, you know, sure. I always give a shout out to the homie. You know, shout out to Gerard. You know. Yeah, I gotta hit Leo up tomorrow. I'm gonna try to hit him up tomorrow. Cause I got some things to do tomorrow, but yeah, you know, we're all taking our channels, you know, up a notch, and I'm glad I decided to go ahead and start branding my channel. So I'm gonna have some merch out. It'll be early part 26. You know, it'll be first quarter of 26. You know, that's my target. So be on the lookout for that merch, you know. Yeah, oh yeah, I gotta hit him up too, because we got something to do too. So I gotta hit him up and so we can get that going. So But all right, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and jump off this thing. Probably gonna go and watch the rest of this basketball game, but if it's still on. But thank y'all for coming through, and I will catch y'all next time. Tomorrow, BET NXT. Over there at No Dirt Sheets, and then we are at Wrestle Tatis for AEW Dynamite, along with very cute GM and the Cat Cam. And then Ring of Honor on Thursday, and then right back at No Dirt Sheets on Friday for SmackDown, and then right back at Wrestle Tatis Saturday for AEW Collision. And you guys will find me in the chats. You guys will find me on live throughout the week. So with that said, y'all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Be safe out there. You know, it's the holiday weekend. It's the holiday week. So I know it's going to be some traveling and everything. So y'all be safe out there on the roads. You know, have a good time with your family, you know, and this is the most important thing. Always remember why it's called Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna get into it because I done did lives on it. I've done spoken about it a million times. So just remember why it's called that day and honor those that were slaughtered in that. Just remember to pay homage and honor them because it was their lives that was sacrificed so they can make money and provide a holiday for us families to come together. So with that said, y'all, I'm up out of here. Peace.